Welcome to Cutting Edge Aquatics. This is Dave and I'm your host. Well, I just thought I'd post another video on the Mutt Guppy tank, let everyone know how it's doing. So just recently I decided to go ahead and get a light for this tank, a new light. So I have this LED plant light, which you can actually put over top of like your terrariums or over top your regular plants, your indoor plants or whatever. So after watching a few videos and doing some research on my own, found out this plant light actually does really well with aquarium lights. And the thing that's really nice, so this is a 20-gallon tall aquarium, and the tank, it's acrylic, but it's, actually you can see it's in really good condition. It has a couple of little water stains on the front, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. But the plants themselves, I had a lot of anacris in here. I still do. There was a bunch floating the last time. What I've done since I kind of pushed some down in there into the substrate, there's some in the back. If you look close, you can see there's some in there. You can see the water stains better too. But now you can see that I just got done feeding these guys a couple minutes ago, and some of the males now are starting to color up. I see some blue in the tail, and some new ones. They're not really new. They're just they've grown. But I've been real happy with this tank. The plants are doing really well. And then with this light, I'm actually starting to get some new growth in some of these plants here. They used to only grow where the light was, near the surface, but there is a lot of floating plants in here too, so it does block out some of the light. And there's a good representation of the LED plant light that's on there. So it's got the yellowish red and then the white. But the plants themselves seem to really be doing well on there. I'm real happy with it. And the other thing that I really like about it is that the fish look really good. But the guppies themselves are doing good. They're, like I mentioned earlier, they've grown a lot. I would say the ones that were super tiny now are no longer super tiny. Now I would say maybe a quarter inch possibly for some of them. And as they grow, obviously, they'll pick up more color. And I wanted to mention that this latest addition is ghost shrimp. So you'll notice there's one of them swimming down here. So I put in 10 ghost shrimp in this tank, and I'm finding they do really well with these guppies. They don't bother them at all. When I first put them in, they kind of nipped at them a little because they were new. But these ghost shrimp are big, as you can see there, and they. No, there's some debate about these shrimp online. Basically, they don't live very long, and you can see this one actually found some flake, but they don't live long. But the thing about these are great for your cleanup crew. So I'm a big proponent of snails in your tank, pet snails, and these were cheap too. You can get 10 of these at pet supermarket for like $5. I think it's like $4.99 or $4.98 or something. But these guys, they do breed in your tank, and once you get a colony going, they will start to really grow. And the other thing they do is the babies that they'll have, the ones that survive, or I should say that a lot of the babies will become food. So they become a natural food source for these baby guppies. So when they're born, they come off they leave the parent here, they'll be able to swim around, and wherever they end up finding a place to live, those baby guppies will be able to have a steady food source. So what I've been trying to do in all my planted tanks is introduce them. I don't know if 10 is going to be enough. I may want to do like 20 per tank just to give them a better chance. The odds would be more in their favor versus the opposite. But you can see the fish are doing good. They're it seems as though this one particular strain is blue. It's like a neon blue. So what I did when I originally set this tank up is I had these blue ones, and I purchased some feeder guppies. Now, a lot of people probably would be opposed to that. Now, I did it as an experiment. I just wanted to see how they would do breeding with feeders. And now what I've noticed is now the bigger ones that you see are actually the babies and the adults of the feeders and the blue fancy guppies. And then of course this is a female from the group, so you can see it has some of that similar coloration, and the males are chasing after her. Unfortunately, there's actually three together right there that are big. Now that plain one is a feeder guppy, that got big. And the same with that one, and there's one back there. But what I found is when you breed them with these blue ones, the blue, at least for the males, they seems to be the dominant strain, so that seems to come through. I haven't really seen many non-colored males like this one, so I've been pretty happy with that. But yeah, and then the other thing about this tank is I do have a heater. I don't like running heaters on my tanks, but for guppies, this is actually right above AC, so I didn't want these guys getting too cold. So I keep the temperature around 78 degrees. That gives them an opportunity to breed and not worry about the water getting too cold on them. And there's that shrimp again. He's photobombing my video, which is actually one of the reasons why I wanted to post this. So there's about 10 or so, hopefully more, in this tank, and you can see that they're very active. I mean, this one is particular. He's seems to be enjoying the enjoying swimming around in here. So he's sitting on a piece of driftwood right now, and there he goes. He's heading to the back. So but anyway, I just thought I'd post the update. Everyone's doing great. The babies are getting big. The food is, I do feed them probably like twice a day. I know this is actually father fish tank, and don't suggest feeding that heavily, but with a tank like this with all the plants and with being there's babies, you have to give them a regular supply of food or they will die. So now that I've been feeding them a couple times a day, I've noticed that the populations are keeping up. They're not predating, I guess, on their fry, so which has been positive as well. But other than that, it looks like it's good. You can see there is some algae on the bottom here and some detritus. To be honest with you, this type of, when it's that minimal amount that's on the bottom, that doesn't bother me. You're always gonna have microcrustaceans living in here because of all the different areas and different types of life. And I did introduce leaf litter from a pond, so there's that life as well. So there's a lot of diversity. There's snails, there's obviously the shrimp, and now we have obviously guppies, and there are probably still some predation on the babies with some of them, but as you can see here, and thriving. So been overall very happy, and looking forward to sharing on the next one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.